Hello, I'm Zach. Today we're going over the fundamentals of how to do a manual. Very important things when we're working on manuals. It's for 13 over, those novices. That are going up to the intermediate. Most important thing is that we are going to be using flat pedals. Because if we're learning how to manual, we want to be able to bail. We get too far high. So if we're clipped in, we're dead. And another important thing is that we are wearing a helmet. So yeah, about to get going. Now before you can do manuals on the track, you have to be able to do it on flat ground. And how we're going to do that is not by trying to force this wheel up. Trying to force and pull this wheel up is not going to get it up. Instead, our arms are going to be locked, and we're going to start here. And we're going to shift our weight back and put our weight into our pedals. So that way we get the wheel up. And now it's also very important that we ride with our finger on the brake. If you don't do that, learn how to, because it will save you from so much pain. So that way you're not constantly bailing, and it honestly helps you work on balance. Personally, when it comes to manualing, before you learn how to manual on the track, it is best that you can at least manual 30 feet. And then before you work on any special manuals, double manualing 50 to 60 feet. Because you got to be able to learn how to balance. A 30-foot manual, you can hold there at a singular balance point, but the further you go, you're gonna have to learn how to shift your hips. So once again, when it comes to body position, we are going to shift our weight back behind the wheel. Arms are gonna lock. We're just bringing our hips as far back and putting all of the force in our legs into the pedals. Okay, let's see what we got. One problem I'm running into as I warm up is that my hips are off center, therefore I'm falling to the side. So I'm far back enough, however I'm slightly over, which will cause, going sideways, which is not good. So of course, I'm not perfect. No one really is. So once again, keep in mind, keep your body position center, not off to one side. As you saw in that last attempt, I was able to make it around a 30-foot manual, which is good, which means that's around the amount of space that would be good before you start learning how to manual on the track. Another thing that kind of forgot to mention is that, shoot, what was it? I remember. Another thing that we want to remember is in order to practice manuals efficiently, we are not going too fast. We're going at not necessarily slow, but a slow to medium speed. So that way it's more about technique and balance than forcing our way, like a bad manual that you had speed, so you made it like 30 feet off of poor technique. So mostly we're going to take 4 cranks at most, 2 to 4 cranks, then we're going to pop it up. This is the stepping stone to other things like bunny hops, which is important for jumping. You have to be able to learn how to manual. And once again, this is one of the best practices you can do for track skill, is spending 30 minutes to an hour a day working on your manuals. Honestly, as an intermediate, my longest manual I've held out is 70 feet, which is at medium speed. So it's gonna take some time. I've been practicing manuals for a while, so it's gonna take a second to really practice getting your weight all the way back. And it's important that you stay persistent, because we don't give up. So this is one of the fundamentals you have to learn. We have to remember that getting to that position, arms straight, shift back. So once you keep working on that, it's gonna get easier and easier, and you're gonna get better and better. And yeah, that's about it. So thanks for watching. That's how you do a manual. Remember, when you're working on stuff like this, always wear a helmet, always have flats, and keep your finger on the brake. Thank you for watching. Just kidding. One last thing I forgot to mention is that in order to keep your wheel up, if your wheel is dropping, that means you gotta shift your weight even farther back or put more pressure into your pedals to keep it up. If you're looping out, if you're going too high and you're gonna fall on your back, you're gonna slam on your brakes, and it is important so that way we do not get hurt when we do our manuals. Now, another option is if you get too far back, let's say if you're about here when you're doing your manuals, you loop out. The reason why we have flats on, so we can just catch ourselves. Because the brakes will not always save us, especially if we are this far back. And one last thing is that, once again, I'm not like the absolute most experienced individual when it comes to this stuff. There are other videos on YouTube that you really need to check out, such as the one by Greg Romero, the BMX coach, and the one by Barry Nobles, which I will link in my description, because those are professionals, so they will have a lot more to say and a lot better feedback to give you. This is just what I'm giving to you, because, you know, why not? For reals now, I am gonna shut it down. It's getting late, and we'll be back with a few more videos. About 3 more I have to really offer. So yeah, thanks for watching.